Hey guys, what's going on? This is THS back again with another episode of our uh, tutorial series slash rebuild of the Rangers series here in Out of the Park 19. We're going to talk more about trading today. That's going to be the primary focus of this episode, but I did want to highlight one move I made in the last episode that I don't think I got into uh, in enough detail at the time. I may have happened this episode, but I think it happened before I cut it last time. So we claimed Adam Parks. We claimed him in June, so that would have happened last episode. We claimed Adam Parks from the Marlins. So the reason I want to bring this up is this is why you don't necessarily want to put guys on the waiver on your roster until you have to put them on the 40-man, because it's probably going to have updated his contract. Yeah, he has 2 option years left, so one of them will be used at the end of the year because I threw him down to AAA immediately. I did have to add him to the 40-man roster. I don't necessarily think he would be horrible to call up. If I got into a situation where I needed a reliever, I wouldn't feel terrible about calling him up. He's got pretty good ratings over here. He just they waived him for whatever reason, so I picked him up. Threw him to the AAA level. He'd actually skipped AAA with the Marlins, so I thought he could benefit from some time down at AAA. Looks like he has not really pitched at AAA, even though he's been with us for like a month, so maybe he got hurt or something like that. No, it doesn't show an injury, so I don't know why he hasn't been pitching, but he should be pitching. But yeah, I thought he could use some time at AAA because he didn't have any, and I had an open spot on my 40-man roster, so I went ahead and added him to the 40-man roster. So again, if I have to call him up, I'm not going to feel bad about it. If I have to take him off the 40-man, I'm not going to be too upset about it. I got him for free, so paying him the major league minimum. So okay, now on to the part of this episode about trading. So we are picking this up after our first big trade. After a couple of moves, we made a waiver wire acquisition of a player that I think is performing well enough to hopefully shore up the back end of our rotation. And we also executed a trade for potentially the best player on the trade market. So I will go ahead. I will let all of that play out. I recorded this at the same time I recorded the previous episode. I recorded that in the same session. I was intending to try and get to the trade deadline in that entire session, so I realized partway through July that I needed to cut this up to a second episode. So it's going to be a little bit more choppy because it wasn't filmed as one continuous block and it wasn't scripted to go like this. It's going to be a little bit more choppy. But we will go ahead. I'll go ahead and play everything relevant that I recorded then, and then we will pick back up going in to talk about our trade, because I think I cut it right when I was talking about the trade. Let's go back to the waiver wire. Okay, starters on the waiver wire. 4 of them. What's Vargas doing? Vargas would probably be worth claiming. How's Wade Miley doing? A lot of walks, not worth it. Colby Lewis, former Ranger. Yikes. Has 1 game up here this year. Looked okay at the minors over very few innings, so. Cashner looks okay. I'm going to go ahead and place a claim on Jason Vargas. And he actually got waived in real life too, about this time of year. So, yeah, like almost the exact same time of year. So, see if we can end up with Vargas, Ronald Herrera. We're definitely sending this guy on a rehab assignment. Speaking of leagues, Chavez is doing okay. Bush is pitched twice, 1 inning. Okay. That. Oh. Why am I getting... Oh, it's about the minors. I don't care about the minors. So message... How much do I have to offer him now? We're going to be cheeky. Because that will matter. If you offer them $1 more, it will matter. Which is dumb, but... He's the only one left on the wire, of course. Personal message, and we got him. Okay. Pitching staff. We need to go to Rosters and Transactions waivers. Yeah, Tim, it's not us, it's you. Throw Vargas in there. How's Wagner doing? Wagner probably needs to go down to the minors. Bush has only pitched in 2 games, so I'm not sure he's ready to come back. Has Matt Moore even pitched? I don't think he has. Oh, that's Mike Minor. I need Jesse Chavez. Action, vote AAA. Vote Chavez. And we got him. I told you that works. I didn't think it would work this time. I can't believe that fucking worked. Like, that's so stupid. That is the dumbest thing that has happened. That's the dumbest thing that has happened. We signed him for $3,001,000. Oh my god. Yeah, now that guy that I wanted is gone, which I knew was going to happen, but I'd much rather get this guy than that starting pitcher. So, you could see, he still wants $4.2 million. There's a lot of teams that still have that much money. So, let's see. Is he asking for less yet? Nope, he's asking for more now. Sometimes these guys will actually be asking for lower. Like you can see, he's asking for $4 million here, but it says $4.2 million here. This is never going to update, but what am I doing? I have no idea where I'm going. But this screen will. So like you can see 2.8 is what he's saying here, but it still says 3.2 here. So Joba Chamberlain. Trade block. Holy cow, here are the starting pitchers. Schumacher's on the list. A little bit too high on the home runs. It's not going to play well in this park. Kazmar's looking okay, minus the can't get strikeouts to save his life. Wouldn't be the worst option. Lie on the walks from Cahill. Valdi. He had a really good run in Boston, but he's not having that kind of a year here. So I'm not going to trade for him right away. You see how big this is now? It's July. Like, players that are going to get traded are now on this list. So now we start looking into catching, because we really need to upgrade at the catcher role. So Lucroy is probably going to be the best catcher on the market. And if we really want to make this work, see, so they're asking for some pretty good talent is what they want, right? So you can see there's a lot of players in here that we don't necessarily want to give up. But you look at Profar, Odor, Calhoun, Mazzara, that all kind of play the same role on the team. Like, they can all play left field. So, I'm not saying that, trading one of them is a good idea, but I want to sort by this. But, say, we throw, something like this in there. Actually, that's not a good example. He's pretty far away. Say we throw someone like Julio Pablo Martinez in there. Well, he's hurt, so his value is going to be none. Who's probably not going to get options in left field for a while. Or Carlos Moreno, or, there's a whole bunch of guys in here that, might not get shots at first base, at the majors on this roster, which is a good problem to have. So, let's put that there. I wonder if they'll go for this. Oh, I just drafted him. Damn. So I'm probably not gonna get them to accept that. Let's see. Parks. Let's see. And it's not gonna do it. I don't really want to throw in more than 3 players on this. So you can sort by prospects here to see all your players that it says have like a high potential. It's at the bottom right now. So, and he's at AA. You got to be willing to give up your good players, your good prospects. See, I'm willing to give up the good prospects. I always want to make this work. I can't trade you Bart. How much is his contract? Let's see if I can get them to accept to retain some of the money. So I took off Ibanez, and he's still willing to do this trade. I barely changed his answer, which means to me, since I don't have Vargas as a really good prospect, that means his scout overvalues Vargas compared to what my scout thinks. Let's take a look at the OSA ratings. Yeah, the OSA ratings like him a little more. So, but I'm still, it's still got him as a 20 overall or a 25 overall player. Yeah, they have him 20 overall player. There we go. So, and he's a low leader, low work ethic. I'm really willing to give that up. But that leads me to think I don't need to give up these other players that could be really good. So I'm going to look at the catchers, because I tend to think catchers are probably a higher value. I'm going to remove Matt Cross and see if he's willing to do this at 0% retained. He still is. Let's remove Ibanez. So he really likes Barras. He really likes Barras. So that's why you always want to go to make this trade work now, because it'll tell you the guys they really like. So now we have this guy who's 20. He's in rookie ball. I don't want to bid against myself, so we're going to submit this offer. So it was submit instead of complete trade because he's not ready to make that trade yet. But in that case, he really has a lot of value on that one prospect that my scout is telling me isn't worth anything. And now he comes back the next day and accepts it. So I'm going to complete it. So, and the fans are happy. See what kind of player Jonathan Lucroy is. He's a very popular player. So when you acquire very popular players, your fans get happy, and when you lose very popular players, fans get sad. So now we need to go over here and add him to the team. And I've got to figure out which one of these guys I don't want to keep. Defense is bad. They're both bad. Unfortunately, it's one that has a higher contract and doesn't have options. So now we have a good catcher. So far, we have in the season added Hector Rondon through a waiver claim. We've added Jason Vargas through a waiver claim. And he didn't have a great first start. And we've traded for Jonathan Lucroy with two players that our scouts said weren't going to be anything. Now, whether... I don't know why the history isn't showing. I don't know why it isn't showing up here. But, should be. Yeah, there it is. I was in the wrong one, apparently. I didn't look at the name. I was probably in Chirinos. So, Vargas may end up being a pretty good player, and he's at a 30 potential. Those all look pretty good numbers, so he could end up being a really good player. But, likely not. Same with Villegas. So, I think we probably got a really good deal right there. Okay, so more on why I think we got a really good deal for Jonathan Lucroy. So, obviously, our worst position other than pitching was catcher. So, Tommy Joseph's doing okay things over here. Probably send Rua down at some point and call up. There's someone down there playing first base who's slugging, and I can't remember who it is. Calhoun's obviously still doing spectacularly. He might win Rookie of the Year. Odor is doing really well. I'll take a guy who's slugging .541 any day. Even though I do much prefer things like on-base percentage. I'll take a .541 slugger any day. Beltre's doing pretty good Beltre things. Andrus is performing really well at shortstop, playing solid defense. Gallo is doing just fine out there and left. Is slugging at .629, so you can't really ask much more than that for a guy who's a slug first guy. DeShields is doing really well. Mazzara is doing really well. So really, we're looking pretty good across the board. Profar's doing well enough. I'm comfortable letting him be that fourth outfielder. Shin-Soo Choo's also kind of a fourth outfielder. And Profar really is a super utility player for us. He's got experience at pretty much every role. So, he can play all around the field. He's our utility player. I'm comfortable with him, hitting hitting 247, a guy with an OPS of 723 as your utility player, got an OPS of 90, OPS plus of 90. Sorry. Yeah, I'll take that for a guy who's basically just your bench bat. I'll take that every time. The pitching is a little bit more suspect. So our best starting ERA is 4.46. So that's not great, obviously. So we do still want to try to round that out. Obviously, we picked up Jason Vargas because we really needed to get a somewhat quality starter. I just needed someone who I could slot into the back couple of spots in the rotation. And again, we did take on his entire contract, so that may not have been the greatest idea in the world, actually, because we did take on him for next year too. But he'll probably be a quality pitcher next year. I'm not too terribly sad about that. We'll try and get some good outings out of him. And again, I'm trying to rebuild. If we don't make the playoffs, I'm not going to freak out about it, even if my owner does. So, at this point, obviously, the bullpen's looking actually really solid. Bartolo Colon is looking like a release candidate at this point. We may need to start making moves like that sooner rather than later, because we may need to get someone like Leclerc up here ready to go for the postseason run. So we'll go ahead. I don't think I did anything after that trade, really. Yeah, so we simulated 1 day after the trade. Looks like a couple of other trades have happened. Evaldi went off the board. I think I mentioned that. And Britton got traded for... That is a really weird trade. Trading over a major league talent like that. It must be contract situation that they would do something like that. Getting Forrest Whitley for a couple of months of Britton's really good for the Astros. That'll really help start their rebuild process. So, not too much happened. And that's a different Whitley. So, let's see. And I don't care about that really, because I don't even know who that guy is. So, at this point, we really are going to be keeping an eye on the waiver wire, but more, we're going to be keeping an eye on the trading block. I don't think we absolutely have to 100% get another starter. Especially because the guys who are on this list are not performing very well. I don't know if I looked at him. He's got a really high walk, and his other numbers aren't that good. His home run per 9 is pretty good, but other than that, he's just not doing that great this year. So we're just mostly keeping an eye out to see if anyone interesting pops up here. I don't think we need to claim anyone, I don't think we need to trade or claim anyone for the bullpen. Again, I think we've got some really good guys at AAA that I'm comfortable running with, to try and fill any holes there. But like I mentioned, like the position player trade, like the trade line on the position player isn't very big. And the catchers are just awful. So, let's take a look and see if they have shipped out Machado yet. They have not. So, the actual, by talent, best player has not traded. But, if you consider how important a good catcher is, and you compare it to, there's a bunch of bats out there, not many bats that can catch. If you're someone who just needs a bat, Machado's not really valuable compared to Lucroy. Lucroy was so valuable to me because he is clearly the best player at his position, and it's not close. Like if you need Machado numbers, Chris Davis will give you the home runs all day. He may not play the defense at the defense that you need, but for the just the offensive numbers, Chris Davis will have you. Lucas Duda is doing all right, not quite there. He's got the home run, and he can slot him into the back part of the middle lineup or late in the lineup, and he'll be just fine. So, but you can't do that with catchers. The two catchers who are out, who are still here, are just terrible offensively. Actually, Devin Mesoraco's having a really good season. Maybe I should have traded for Mesoraco instead of Lucroy. I'm kidding. I don't regret that decision. So, we'll keep going. I doubt too much changes on this front. It's July, so pretty much everyone who's going to be on the market this season is probably on the market already. So, yeah, there's just a lot of trades going on right now, as you can see, like, every day. And we have one all-star. Maybe Clayton Blackburn. Okay, you're going on a rehab assignment because you've been on the DL all season. So, yeah, and here's the reason we need to we needed to get a starter. Martin Perez is out for the year. That would put him able to come back roughly at the earliest about the time the World Series is starting. And that's that's without giving him rehab starts. So, so the rosters have been announced. So I'm guessing that Diekman was just the pitcher that we had named. And we probably have someone else named. Yeah, Gallo is named. Lucroy is named, but that's more for his work done with Oakland than with us. Did he get traded to Oakland? Okay. I couldn't remember who he signed with, and I'm like, wait, did he get traded to Oakland? Because I kept thinking, like, wait, Oakland's good, but they're not doing very well in this game. So yeah, we got Gallo. We sort of got Lucroy. I think he's probably going to wear our uniform, but he did all his work with the A's, and Diekman. So we had 3 All-Stars this year. That's probably about right. Calhoun was not here long enough. I'm still looking at the Orioles. I need to go back to looking at me. Calhoun wasn't here long enough to qualify. Odor, I'm not sure there's not someone else at whatever position he's playing. I think he's playing second for us. Yeah, he's playing second. Not sure there's a second baseman who's got having a better year than him. There could be. There's probably a few third basemen having a better year than Beltre. So, I just find it hard to believe that Beltre wouldn't get the fan vote over there. So, oh well. So, choice for Monica. That's a really weird trade. Must be a salary. He must have a large salary. I wouldn't think he would at this point in his career. So, okay, so Lincecum is out of DFA time, and we're going to try to demote him, and he refuses to be demoted. And let's have fun. Let's shop him around. Ask for no team offers a single player for trade. Yeah. So we are going to release Tim. So, sorry, Tim, but you are not getting it done this year, unfortunately. So, now, well, he's having such a bad year. I'm going to use this as an excuse to take him off the Major League roster for a little bit. Leclerc's had a decent year. Kella's had a really good year at AAA. He hasn't had a good year at the Major League level. Why is he not pitching? Like, I don't like having to do this. Let's see. So I don't like having to, like, force the game to use him. But he's never going to get any better if we don't use him. So do I just have a bunch of pitchers there? What's going on? Have they not been playing? So Palumbo still at Double-A. He's having a pretty good year at Double-A. Might earn a promotion for next season. Chris Barton having an okay year at Triple-A, but had a really bad year at Major League level. Clerk is having a pretty good year at Triple-A. Barnett is not having a good year at Triple-A. Or no, that's at the Major League level. He's having a really good year at the Triple-A level in a limited role, or limited sample size. We already tried a Tyler Wagner experiment this year, so... gonna go ahead and bring up Matt Bush. And normally with Bartolo's injury, it's minimal effect for 6 days. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna let him play through it. But with how bad of a season he's having, I'm taking this as an excuse to move someone up here and see if I was looking to see if there was someone that would really deserve a call-up, but no one deserves one more than Bush at this point, so I'm surprised there were no trades today. Let's see, Lucroy wants to keep playing here in Texas. So... let's look at our catching depth. Doesn't really look like he's gonna be that great. Obviously, he's not been great, and he probably doesn't really have the ceiling to be any better than he really was this year. Not much there. Not much. Oh, wow, there's nothing there. And, oh my goodness, there's nothing there. So... with Joey Bart... I need to add him while I'm here. Just gonna add him to my prospect show. Ooh, I need to, strategy, let's see. I thought it was here. Transaction. Disable AI promotion / demotion. And I did not dump my short list. I will do that now. Or no, I won't. I thought I could do that without. I thought I could do that for me. I thought there was a button that cleared it all at once. Apparently there isn't. So go ahead. He is at, I think that's 2 rookie levels. So, oh, he's already at A advanced. He did okay in A-ball, so I'll let him play it out in A advanced. I'm okay with that. So Joey Bart, obviously, he's already at A-ball, probably 2-3 years away. So the reason I'm doing all this is Lucroy wants to sign an extension. So I want to see if Lucroy is worth signing to an extension. Like, right now, Adrian Beltre, I'm not signing him to an extension because I have so many infielders that I'm going to need to find a place to play. But I don't have any catchers that are looking anywhere near this good for the next couple of years. And he's only 32, so it's not like he's a 35-year-old that's likely to fall off a cliff soon. Now, I'm not going to sign him to a long extension like that. I am not going to sign that. I will sign a 2-year deal. Actually, I will sign a 3-year deal. This one being a team option with a $1.5 million buyout. Now, he is not likely to accept this offer. So he's not likely to accept this offer at all. Let's see, $550. I like to throw incentive bonuses on there. Just because that can help convince them. So response. I think he changed that. Let's see. So he wants now $58 million. I don't think we're gonna be able to get a deal done. I'm not willing to commit that much to him, so I don't think we're gonna be able to get it done. Garcia got traded, and Cahill got traded. I think they got a pretty good deal for Cahill. White Sox always screw up trades. So, why are they trading for Cahill? They're not Wait, are they contending? Okay, I have no idea why they're trading for Cahill. They're, very much in the basement. It's not even close. So, but as you can see, we are a half game. We are actually tied for the second wildcard spot right now. So we are right in the middle of the playoff hunt here. So, now this is the point in time where if I was serious about contending this year, I would start looking at teams like Kansas City. Let's just choose Kansas City for an example, and see what kind of pitchers they have, or what kind of players at a role I need they have that are having good years that might merit trading for. So, Danny Duffy did not have a really good year in real life, but is having a pretty solid year in out of the park. Strikeout numbers are pretty good. Walks are a little high, but that's about average. That's about an average walks per 9. Home run numbers are up a little bit. Actually, it's up a little bit. So, let's see what they want. They say no single player will make this work. Let's just throw in that cross. Yeah, so he wants way more than we're willing to give up for Danny Duffy, as he should. Carnes, he's got really good. The walks are a little high, but he's keeping that BABIP low over an okay sample size. There's a lot that would make this work. We'll come back to that because no one's gonna really trade for him. So, but then you can look at a team like the White Sox. You go over to their roster situation here, and you go, holy shit, what happened to this team? Because their lowest fielding independent pitching is 5.41. Somehow Rodon has an ERA of 2.8, but an FIP of because he has one game, he has one start this year. Okay, that's how. So, yeah, we're not making that trade. So, you look at a team like Miami. You're just going into all the rebuilding teams, and you go in and you look at the position you need a player at. And looks like maybe Despagne is the best option they have. Well, Chen is getting absolutely hammered on his ERAs. FIP isn't that terrible. He's getting really good strikeouts, and he's got a really low walk rate. The home run rate is kind of high. That would probably go up with us. Oh, wait. I forgot why they're willing to trade him. It's because he has a monster contract. It's because he's owed $42 million over the next 2 years after this year. So, yeah, that's why they're willing to trade him for like something like that. So, yeah, that's a bad example. So, well, not necessarily a bad example. That's a good example of why you need to make sure before you trade for someone what they actually look like. What their numbers actually look like. So, I'm trying to think. Let's check the standings. Oh, not statistics, standings. So Orioles, obviously, Rays. Whoa, the Yankees are doing terribly. I did not expect that. In order to expect the Blue Jays to have a winning record, I'm really taken aback by this. So let's go look at the Tampa Bay Rays. See what their starting rotation looks like. So, okay, starting off pretty well. Matt Andriese. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name. That's how I'm going to pronounce it for right now. Good FIP, good strikeout numbers, good walk numbers, good home run numbers. Not bad. Contract situation. Pre-arb. I'm guessing they're not going to give him up. So, Chris Archer got a little high on the walks, a little high on the FIP, but his home run per nine is solid. His strikeouts per nine is really solid. So, yeah, that's not terrible. Yoni Chirinos, yikes. He's got really good strikeout numbers, got really good walk numbers, got a little bit high on the home run numbers. So, Jacob Faria, he's got a really good FIP. He's slightly underperforming it. His BABIP is fairly high. It's a little high, but his average is low. So maybe there's a little bit of bad defense in there. I don't know. He's got really good strikeouts per nine. So yeah, obviously there's gonna be a little bit of play when you got 9.6 strikeouts per 9 innings, and he's walking quite a few people. 3.4. That's more than I'm comfortable with. Same with Blake Snell. He's having probably an even better year, but he's walking too many people. That's not gonna work out. Orioles. This is probably not gonna have anything worth taking a look at. Cobb has a really huge contract, so I don't necessarily want to take that on. And he's already, his strikeouts per 9 is already coming way down from when he was in Tampa. So, that's very concerning. 3 years left, Jesus, that's a terrible contract. These guys are full of terrible contracts. Bundy looks like an ideal player. He should just continue to keep getting better. He's got really good stats. BABIP's kind of low. I don't know why I guess his FIP's kind of high because his home runs per 9's high, but he's outperforming it a little bit. So, trade for player. I want to trade him for a lot of different players, but yeah, let's just do this. Still let me complete it. So what I'm doing is I'm watching when it turns from complete to submit. Because if it says complete, yeah, now it says submit. It says complete, you can still ask for more. So, now that it says submit, I don't care too much. I'm going to see if they'll eat 50. I'm going to see if they'll eat 50% of his salary. because as you can see, we don't have a lot of budget space, so getting him to eat 50%, no way. I don't know why either he's responding within 1 day. Normally, in years past, yeah. So in years past, it's usually taken more than 1 day for them to get back to us. So, boom. That's probably every single trade we need to make, or we really have the room to make. Yeah, so we just pulled off a trade for Dylan Bundy. Let's go ahead and find him in our DFA section. So now obviously we need to add him to our 40-man roster and our 25-man roster. So we have the room on the 40-man, and we need to make room on the 25-man. So obviously we're going to jettison a pitcher, right? And currently we can't jettison Bartolo Colon because he's on the DL. He's not on this roster. So Vargas is not helping his case here, but I don't have room to jettison him. So, did we claim him off waivers? I think we did. Yeah, we claimed him from waivers. Going around to see if there's anyone I want to jettison more. Not really. I should have had an idea of who I was going to trade first, or who I was going to get rid of first. But I didn't. No. Add him. So, yeah, we just added a very solid starting pitcher to this rotation. I don't know if his numbers are going to get any better necessarily, and he's an extreme fly ball pitcher, so he might not be the best pitcher to have in our stadium, but we gave up so little for him, and he's controlled through arbitration. So basically what that means is he's going to be really cheap. Like right now it's expecting him to earn $1.9 million in salary next year. If I wanted to sign a free agent with those kind of numbers, it'd probably be about $6 million a year. So that is totally worth it. So I'm pretty much going to stand pat. Unless there's something super attractive out there, which it doesn't look like there's going to be. Let's do what I keep saying I'm going to do, and actually go look at my first baseman, because, is it Guzman? Yeah, Guzman is having a really good year. So is Beck, actually. Even though it says we should demote him, I don't get it. But Guzman is having a heck of a year. So, the problem is, so is Joseph. And I don't want to promote Guzman to sit him on the bench. But I also don't want to leave him sitting here because he's gonna end up plateauing because he's been in AAA for this is his third run through of AAA. And if you look at his batting stats, like he moved up to AAA in 2016, spent all of last year there, and in about 2/3 of the games this year, he has more wins above replacement, which isn't a great thing to rely on. Like, you can't say, well, this player's worth more because he has more wins above replacement, but it's a good way to get a quick look at, like, oh, this player's probably having a better year somehow than, his past year. And yeah, his OPS is 100 points, is basically 100 points higher. His OPS plus is 23 points higher. Yeah, 23 points higher. So, let's see. I keep going to rating, so I want to go to contract. He has an option year left. We're going to use it. And we're going to see if the manager, whoever my manager is going to use him effectively. So, let's go to lineups. Yeah, he's not going to be in there yet. My thought, if I were doing this right now, I would be platooning them. It's not that Joseph necessarily needs a platoon. Batting stats. Is there split? Yeah. So versus right-handers, he's hitting 259, 293, 482. Versus lefties, okay, he doesn't really have a platoon split, so that's not going to work. So that idea doesn't work. So I was looking for is to see if he does better versus righties or lefties. Willie Calhoun's numbers are apparently slightly coming down to earth, maybe. Seriously, if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year, I'm going to be surprised. He's just having such a good year. He'd have to basically fall off a cliff to not at least get a lot of votes. So, on-base percentage, it's almost 400. Is actually insane. So yeah, that's probably the rest of the moves that we're really making. There's really nothing else we can really do to upgrade this roster, because we don't have anyone underperforming now that we got a catcher, at least in this department. In the pitching department, if we tried to get better, we'd have to jettison someone and eat a contract, most likely. So, that's not the ideal situation. It does look like Vargas got pushed into the bullpen. So, and it does make me feel better that his FIP is a lot lower than his ERA, and that is only his ERA with us this season. So, let's see. Yeah, with us he's got plenty of metrics. He's just allowed a few home runs. He's just allowed 2-3 home runs. He's allowed 3 home runs in 2 games. That's just stats. That's just stats being stats. So let's kind of play this out just to get through the deadline. Not really going to do anything else because I don't think there's. Let's see. He wants to play here again next year. I'm not sure I want to commit to that. I do want to see what he wants. That's not a terrible commitment. Let's see. He's been a professional. I guess, yeah, he has been a pro for 15 years. He's just quietly made a pretty big league career. I remember when he was a Royal in the dark ages a long time ago, so he just seems younger than he really is. I'm not sure I want to commit to that. I've got some really good starting pitch, or some really good relievers at the AAA level like we looked at, that I'm probably going to try to get a look at this year. Fucking hell. You sent me a personal message to tell me he's day-to-day for a day. Minimal. Are you kidding me? You would have stopped a simulation. Okay, I don't think it stopped a simulation for that, but you're sending it with high importance for that. Oh my god, I was gonna be so pissed. I'm like, are you kidding me? We trade for him, and after one goddamn start, he's hurt. He's done for the my mind immediately jumped to he's done for the season, and I was just about to just rage quit in the middle of making this video. If that happened, I would just be so unhappy. So Bartolo should be eligible to come off the Major League roster. And this hurts me a lot more than it hurts you, Bartolo, but your time as a Ranger has come to an end. We have acquired better pitching, and frankly, we need more than you are able to provide us at this point. Designate player for assignment, and release Benoit. And action, go to AAA. And let's take a look at the AAA relievers, because that's what we really need. And I tell you what, those strikeout numbers, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see what we got here. So, at this point, I said I was just going to play this out, and then I go and make some more decisions. So, yeah, I kind of realized that we had, Jepson wasn't doing well, and I needed to get him off the roster so we can actually get something done. So, now hopefully we will play through to the end of the month. Tampa Bay has cleared Kevin Jepson. Go ahead. Take him off my hands. You are welcome to that. Let's see. They will send over Tazawa getting Profar. Wait, you want 3 of my players? That is not a deal. I'm not gonna take that deal. Again, all I need is starting pitching help, and I don't think he's a starter, is he? Yeah, he's not a starter. All I need at this point is a starting pitcher. Everywhere else on this roster, I'm set, at least for this year. So, unless serious injuries happen, there's another one. Logan Morrison, get no. Again, we're gonna go with a no. We're really solidly set at our level. So yesterday is the trade deadline. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this time. We had I think a really good trade deadline here. We executed a couple of trades. One of them I knew we were gonna be able to pull off. One of them that I just came across. We're positioned really, really well to make a run at that second wild card spot. And if Houston were to start playing at a lower level, we'd be in a good position to make a run at the division series, the division lead. All said and done, I think we finished in 3rd in this division, but we could turn everything around. So now after this, we just have to play out the rest of the season. There's no trades, none of that kind of stuff, so we should be able to do that in one episode, and then hopefully we have a postseason episode, and a Rule 5 episode, and a free agency episode to come. So that's about 3-4 more episodes before the game comes out on the 22nd. So if you do like what you see here, please like and subscribe. If you do subscribe, make sure to ring the bell so you get notifications when I post my new videos. I'm going to try to post at least one more by Friday, and probably at least one over the weekend. And then that would leave me with less work to do next week, trying to catch up, because I do want to be playing 20 as soon as possible. So let me know in the comments if you have any opinions on what teams I should look at. Still haven't decided what I want to do next year to start it off. So if you guys have any ideas, just let me know. Maybe I'll take it under consideration, and maybe I'll end up using that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.